Welcome to the mid-December Loomiverse mix, full edition, including spoken word and other diversions. The title is World Cup, Asompi Ikombaua. And just to be clear, however you celebrate the season, welcome. Peace on earth, all of it. So we're going to ride with some music, including a fair number of originals, my production, and some poetry to go with it. So let's ride.
What is a Christmas? What is a Christmas? Christmas.
So that is a question. What is a Christmas? A holiday co-opted from early pagan traditions observing the shortness of the sun the death of light over the crest of the hills. But then when Rome, militants came marching up, with Constantine seeing things in the sky over the Levant, and everything changed. All of a sudden, so much for John Barleycorn, so much for Bran, so much for the children of the dark contesting the children of the lightness. There was only what the church militant allowed. But they aren't fools. They had to leave some things in there. So Yule became Christmas.
I feel so much better than I did yesterday. The way I am, I know good things are gonna come my way.
Don't kid yourself.
Ah, you're all right. Sorry, mix is a little hot.
What do you want to do? What you got?
I am strong and
What a hell of a mess, buddy.
I am strong and
Oh, Zidane. Oh, Zizou. What happened to you?
I am strong.
And what happened to your team today? Allez les bleus, ça ne marche pas aujourd'hui. Hey, but congratulations to Messi and Emi Martinez, former Gooner.
I am strong and
The I guess probably the only two Argentinians who I have any truck with.
I am strong and
But the newsletter that is mentioned, or that this is sort of all inspired about, is talks about the World Cup and how well Africa did. I mean, we had all 5 African representatives coming out of the group. That was a massive win in itself. We had amazing performances on the pitch by the likes of Senegal and, of course, Morocco, who broke new ground. And on the sidelines, because all 5 African teams had African coaches from their respective countries. And that's massive.
I am strong.
That's how we build, y'all. That's how we build. So, but yeah, Aliou Cissé, especially being a West African, I had to. I hope he hangs around for a while and really pushes that team. But of course, I still want Nigeria to win the next African Cup of Nations. Some things just aren't going to change.
I am strong and
What a hell of a mess, buddy.
I feel
Come on.
so much better than I did yesterday. The way I am, I know good things are gonna come my way.
Don't kid yourself. What do you want to do?
So yeah, the poem that I started quoting before is an excerpt from a poem by a friend of mine, basically written around the time of the 2012 World Cup, and even actually, I think if you listen to it, it has more to do with stuff that happened in the 2006 World Cup. But anyway, so sorry, 2010, not 2012. From The Soccer Fanatic's Wife by Judith Terzi. Oh Zidane, Zizou, what happened to you? I miss your tall, plasticimo cuerpo, your cante hondo Berber eyes, slick, quicksilvering on a field like a bath bead. Your brilliant Hajj rolling over Europe. Oh don so noble. Marco framed you, I say, insulting your mother, your sister. What chutzpah to headbutt the grand finale of your hallowed gig. Yes, tonight I'll dream of drab English grub, zesty underwear, and wake to the cry of a far-off vuvuzela. Everyone together in B flat. We, of course, making reference to Zinedine Zidane's infamous headbutting of Marco Materazzi. As Italy beat France in the 2006 final. And yeah, poor Zizou, one of the greatest. I think people talk about Pele, people talk about Maradona, people talk about obviously Messi now, and Mbappe got next, but there are a few in there that not enough people mention, and Zinedine Zidane is one of them. Of course, there's El Fenomeno, Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo, but yeah, Zidane is another one. Absolute legend of the sport. And as legendary as he is, I don't know that he really gets the props he deserved. And maybe it's because the last thing everyone remembers is him headbutting Materazzi in the chest. So no headbutts this World Cup, though. World War. Sometimes you wonder, don't you? And interesting thing about Zidane is he is Amazigh, which is commonly called Berber, but because the name Berber comes from Arabs calling the Amazigh people barbarians, basically, when they first tried to, take their land like colonists do. I tend to prefer avoiding that term and prefer to use Amazigh, the actual autonym, the language being Tamazight. And so Zidane is Amazigh, and so are most Moroccans ethnically. So there's a lot of intermarriage between Arab invaders and Amazigh locals, but a lot of the Amazigh were dark-skinned Africans with, basically who migrated from sub-Saharan Africa. So it's interesting when you hear people talking about how Morocco's performance is a triumph for the Arab world and for Africa. Yeah, definitely for Africa. And yeah, I get it. For the Africa, there's strong Arab culture in Morocco for sure, in Algeria, in Tunisia, in Libya, etc. But there's also the origins, the actual indigenous origins are the Amazigh. And those people are still there. They're still large. Most of the population have some, ancestry. And there's been a movement to reclaim Amazigh culture. And it's really cool. Like, I've never been to Morocco personally. It's a dream of mine. But there are places where you can now see road signs with Tamazight on one side and Arabic script on the other side. So it's like slowly starting to come back. So I think that it's a really important time to acknowledge Morocco's amazing feat of making it to the semifinals of the World Cup is a triumph for Amazigh culture as well, culture throughout the Maghreb, the north of Africa, as well as, a triumph for Africa itself and for the Arab world. And those guys, they pulled off an amazing feat there. But anyway, so partly in response to Judith Terzi's poem, I think it's Terzi actually, Judith Terzi's poem, The Soccer Fanatic's Wife, and in a similar sort of style, but also, with in mind the current Amazigh triumph, I wrote Amazigh Grace. So, there you go. Out of the west, Atlas high, looming over your shroom simoons, flies Pazuzu. Pazizu, pa dentro in 442. Flying wingers on either side. Pazizu, oui, spins la roulette, and oh, you bet on black. Pazizu through the gates, destroyer of Barque, destroyer of Barca. An Escala stop, Helen was the badass. Yes, he who cashed out the Caixa is the Berber god of Marseille. Marchons, on y va marquer, on y va taper. His forehead bronzes the amulet on chariot wheels. Fleet so feet you can't tell Mbappe's from Hakimi's. Can't tell who plays for La Haas, for who plays for La Racaille. The prophets of 98 say only football forgets the space between your tread and your mother's truth. So long as you invite Yim on the pitch after the final whistle. Dance for the one who raised you with a cultured left foot to give the lie to that barbarian epithet. Yeah, so just a few notes of accompaniment for which I didn't even put them in the post, but there's obviously a lot of wordplay. But Pazuzu was a Mesopotamian god of the west wind, and of course, the Maghreb is to the west of the Levant world. So kind of that's a connection between Pazuzu and Zizou, which is nicknamed for Zinedine Zidane. Pazuzu, by Zizou's way. But Embarque was in an old Maghreb town in Libya, or what's now Libya. Barca, of course, Barcelona. And Aeschylus had the famous epithets for Helenus. Elenaus Eleptolis. Helen, destroyer of men. No, destroyer of ships, destroyer of cities. Anyway, La Marseillaise, Marchand, and the song that came out after Zizou famously headbutted Materazzi. Coup de boule, Zidane va marquer, Zidane va taper. Zidane's going to go score a goal, and he's also going to headbutt someone. Anyway. La racaille was the famous expression that Sarkozy had for the largely black and brown protesters, in the French riots that happened around 2012. But yeah, and of course, had to bring in those amazing scenes of the likes of Boufal and Amrabat and co from Morocco dancing with their mothers. on the pitch. One of the best scenes from any World Cup. And yeah, Yim is Tamazik for mother. So, you know, as long as you invite Yim on the pitch after the final whistle, it's all good. She doesn't mind that you made your way to the Parisian banlieue or to Marseille. So we'll keep it in Africa right here. My life. Gets up your nose, digs straight right under your skin. Gots to chill. As the daylight fades, we age wise rolling down the shades. As the daylight fades, we age wise rolling down the shades of reality, taking a tally of all the ways that the game mentality can flay our brains. Kiss your pillow, kill the lamp, stretch out your mind. Prepare for an existence of a different kind. You shut it up doesn't mean you're blind. See the scenes again like you press rewind. Or maybe future tense, finding evidence of a third eyesight, of a deep sixth sense. Brings truth dripping out of the night. Kicks truth dripping out of the night. So many tokens lost you'll find again, or fly out to new adventures, remember when, or please don't let it be the nightmare steeds you can't unsee. May the cinema screen of your dreams keep your sleeping heart serene. Yes, love. May the cinema screen of your dreams keep your sleeping heart serene. And remember, no matter how it feels, it's all unreal. No matter how it feels, it's all unreal. No matter how it feels, it's all unreal. And so what the heck, I'm gonna also read out a sort of Christmas flavored poem. One of my favorite book of poems. This is an anthology of modern poetry by John Wayne, but this is Louis MacNeil's An Eclogue for Christmas, or a teensy sliver from it actually. full of all the delightful cynicism you want right around this time of year. Jazz weary of years of drums and Hawaiian guitar. Pivoting on the parquet, I seem to have moved far from bombs and mud and gas, have stuttered on my feet, clinched to the streamlined and butter-smooth trolls of the elite. The lights irritating and gyrating and rotating in gauze, pomade dazzle, a slick beauty of Jew-jaws. I who was harlequin in the childhood of the century, posed by Picasso beside an endless, opaque sea, have seen myself have shifted and splintered into broken facets, tentative pencilings, endless liabilities, no assets, abstraction scaffolded with a palette knife, without reference to this particular life. And so it has gone on. I have not been allowed to be myself in flesh or face, but abstracting and dissecting me. They have made of me pure form, a symbol or a pastiche, stylized profile, anything but soul and flesh. And that is why I turn this jaded music on, to forswear thought and become an automaton. Yeah, so Louis McNeese's rather dim view of Christmas, and he wrote this in like the 1920s. So imagine what he thinks now. And once again, however you celebrate it, welcome. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Yule, Lunar, Orthodox, Hare Krishna, Festivus, just a straight up solstice. I guess already said Yule, covered it.
What is a Christmas? What is a Christmas?
There is a future. When there is a future. When there is a future.
All right, I'll take us out. So that's an original. I've had a couple others. Let's go ahead and let this one play out. And I'll take us out on one last original. Thanks for checking out this Loomiverse mix. Remember, it's based on the email newsletter. You can find it at loom.ghost.io, ghost.io. Every fortnight, poetry, hip-hop, music recommendations, technology where it meets art, a fresh poem, fresh music mix like this one. So as we say, Egu, Oku, Igwe, Ndu, Dalumi. Beat. And like I said, however you celebrate it, obviously, I grew up on Christmas. I can't help myself. But however you celebrate it, have a great week or following week or week following the following week. Peace on earth, goodwill to all men and women and non-binary people. again in a couple weeks.
When there is a future. 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 When there is a future.